Now, we celebrate what's good about Fresno, and I'll tell you what's good about Fresno and the Valley, I got to keep saying. Margaret Jackson with Cultural Brokers Incorporated. And when you first came here, I said, you're a real estate brokerage, right? And no, you're a resource.
Right, supporting families that are navigating the child welfare system. So we kind of help them have a better relationship with the social service agency so that they understand the agency and the agency understands the family.
And sometimes something happens, and a lot of times it's the first time something's happened to somebody. All of a sudden, somebody's come and picked their children up. What do you call it? Social services? Or
yeah, CPS. It's typically what the acronym people know. Yeah, and usually families are in crisis. It's a rough situation, whether it's drugs, whether it's abuse, neglect, whatever it is that has brought them to the attention, and they're in a crisis and it's like people are at their worst. It's at their worst. Like we get a chance to get a do-over most times in life, but these people don't. Yeah. They are at the heat of the throes of a horrible situation, and they need support. And that you don't do your best thinking, you don't do your best planning. Yeah. So we're there with the social worker to help that family.
And if it's their first time down this road, and you've dealt with it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, they could benefit from your experience.
Right. And most of our brokers have experience with lived experience. Either some of them have actually been through the process, or they've had a substance abuse problem, got over it, or like many people are retired social workers and they have child welfare experience. So we know the system.
Now, I guess the County of Fresno, who's the mothership on all this, they don't have the time to go retrain people and teach them what they need to do to get through it. They're the government, and you're a private agency. And not only do you have the time, that's your purpose.
That's right. We want to slow that process down because we want you to get it and get it quick. Because they're not going to wait for you to figure it out. They need you to do it and do it fast. And so we take the time to break that thing down, make sure you get a clear understanding, and then make sure they make the most out of the resources that are being offered.
There's a lot of resources for people. If you don't have a house, there's a way to get a house. If you don't have food, there's a way to get food. But if you don't know even where to start, they'd go to you guys. Right.
And just making sure that people are aware of, one, the things that they need to do if their children have been removed, how to get them back, and connect them quickly and get them to make the most of it. A lot of times people are fighting and tugging on, well, I don't really have a drug. Well, wait a minute now. You do have a problem. People, they don't just have a net and go around picking up children. Things happen. So we want them to maximize the opportunity. Stop wasting your time fighting and make the most of this. Your kids need you to.
Now, do you ever get involved before children are taken away?
Yes, and actually that's the work that we've really been moving into, prevention. Before the net arrives, before you get caught up, and family members, when you know people are struggling, that's what we're there for. We offer parenting classes. We also offer trauma. People need to work through their trauma because broken people are raising broken children. So we want to help them take care of those issues so that they can be a better, nurturing, supportive parent. We also have support groups so they can, I'm struggling, I'm really struggling here, help me out.
You're not the only one struggling, there's others, so get in the group. Now, when those kids are grabbed away, that's a trauma right there.
So
if somebody's watching, you have a relative or someone with kids, and you could see the road they're going down. Maybe get them with
culture brokers
give us a call beforehand, because get some education, some training, show them the resources. Maybe shake them up and say, of course you have a drug problem. Everybody knows it but you.
And that's the thing, to really get people to understand that they need the help and you need it now. Don't wait. Don't wait till that happens. Families see it happen. We're stuffers. We keep secrets. We stick our head in the sand and say, oh well, that's them. But we are responsible for our families. They need us. The community, everybody needs to show up for these families, and we're there.
Now, since you're a private, nonprofit, independent organization, you probably get some money drizzling here and there, but it's expensive to do all this.
And it's time consuming, and you want to have the time to slow the process and do that direct one-to-one support. So we do need donations, we need support, sometimes it can be as much as storage or a space for us to hold meetings and things like that. So there's many ways. Actually, we need a van donated so that we can pick people up so they can get to the classes.
Now, you have a fundraiser that's sold out. It's coming up, but tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we actually have been honored to have Jeanette Harris, our jazz saxophone, who is just awesome. That's going to be doing a concert for us on Saturday, and we sold every single ticket. We're going to sell a few more till 5 o'clock today, so if you get to the office before we close today, you can get in on it. But again, it's an opportunity to build up the reserve funds so that we can pay for the classes. When people come to parenting classes, they need food, they need transportation, they might need bus stop, whatever. We need to be able to meet their needs so that when they're sitting in that class and their basic needs are met, they can actually learn something.
Now, I'm going to give us a little plug because you came on our show.
Yeah.
You went on the live show. You purchased our social media package.
Yes.
And maybe that's where a lot of the tickets, you said, because your interview lived on and on, went to Facebook and YouTube and all these other places. And
most of the people that came in heard from social media.
Social media.
Yes. So, yes, you guys did a wonderful job.
So get the video live here, but then get into social media. Just let the interview die at the end of the interview. So and sold out. That's great. So I know what you're thinking. Oh, man, the fundraiser sold out. How can I help? You can still help. Is there a website they can go and maybe
at culturalbrokerfa.com. They can call us at the office.
Cultural Broker. Not plural.
No.
Cultural Broker FA. What is that?
.com. Family Advocate.
Cultural Broker FA, familyadvocate.com. It's right on the screen there, culturalbrokerfa.com. We try to say it 10 times each interview. And
That's great.
If you didn't get it down, there's a phone number, there's a web address. Call us here at Central Valley Talk. We'll put you in touch with them. Such an important organization.
Yes.
And we're glad that we helped with the fundraiser. We got to know you. And I always forget what you do. I say, tell me one more time, but I think I got it now.
Families.
Yeah, there's resources for you if you're a family struggling or struggling with drugs or struggling, one spouse is hitting the other spouse or something.
Yeah.
There's a place to go and just start, a starting point to start getting information, culturalbroker.com. Anything else you want our viewers to know today?
Just, again, this is an ongoing effort, so we're always accepting donations financially, beds, towels, clothing. People need that kind of stuff when they're starting over again.
Oh, yeah. You broke off the bad part of the relationship. You cut them out, and now you've got to move on, and you move on with nothing.
Well, at least the parts that you needed to change in yourself so that you can be that great parent for your kids.
All right. So, Margaret Jackson, the phone number is 824-47...
Actually, that's my cell, but my office number is 486-1477. That's 486-1477.
And if you're thinking, wow, I have a problem, or my relative does or something, just go to culturalbroker.com, culturalbrokerfa.com.
That's it.
And check it out. That's where you get started. We'll be back with more Central Valley business right after this.
That's fine.